guys, welcome to Grain Free Homestead. My name's Derek.
And I'm Stephanie. So this week we did something really cool. It was last weekend, something we've never done before. We went to a homesteading class at the Stivers in Eastern Kentucky. So about 6 weeks ago we got baby chicks, we got Corners Cross chicks. We've never raised meat birds before. So we were a little bit nervous. We've watched tons and tons of videos on processing and raising, and so we were just, there was a whole lot going into it. So we saw this class come up. I saw it available, and the timing was perfect for what we're doing. We're supposed to process our chickens like in the middle of May. And this was a hands-on class. You could come and watch. You could participate. You could, kill the chicken, go through the process, clean the chicken, do everything. And I just thought that it was a great opportunity for us to try this, just to get our feet wet so that we had the confidence that we needed to move forward. So that's what we did. We booked the class. We went down there last weekend. There was like a two-part thing where you could do like dinner and a farm tour the night before. And then on Saturday was the actual butchering class. So we did both of them. And we're gonna show some footage here in a minute of kind of, what does that entail? What was it like? And was it worth it? Did we learn a lot from it?
Good job.
It don't take me just a second to leave the ice.
Spots right there where the feather comes in at. If you can't get those out, because sometimes they're tough, they'll cook out. They'll just cook right out when you actually cook in. But now this one is ready. So the first thing that you do is the feet. If you've ever ate a chicken wing, you've probably done this. It's just with the foot. So you can feel the joint, and you can actually just kind of break it. And so when you do this, you just really slant it back. And then you get your foot. So, stubborn. Bring it back my way. Where's that second? Well, you don't want to leave anything in here. And you cut right down at the bottom. There it all is, right there. So you just slide that off. Make sure there's nothing else in there.
I've seen on some videos where on the tail feather part, there's a gland. Do you all cut that out?
We cut the whole tail off.
Cut the whole tail off, okay.
Yeah, it is. And then the same for the neck, which we have to clean this guy. Is you just get down and you find a vertebrae that you can get through. And you cut that off. We don't save the necks either. We just do the feet for our broth. And then now we take the sprayer there. Give me a good spray. Spray it all over.
Yeah, not bad at all. Beautiful.
back in there.
Okay, so now, you've got that separated, so now you move it back. Right here, right? Yep. Pinch this. And cut across, right? And you'll see fat. You want to get through that.
Huh?
Here, I'll take it.
All right, guys, as you could see in the video, we went through the entire process. We had to catch the chickens, and we moved them over to the area that they had set up for processing the chickens. They had some kill cones set up, and you went through the process of dispatching the chickens. And that was probably the toughest part of the whole thing, and it should be. And if it doesn't bother you, then maybe you don't need to be killing chickens. But after the kill cones, you let we went through the process of what needed to be done. The blood needed to be drained out, and then we went over and had scalded the chickens to help the feathers come out. And you went through a process of hot water and cold water, and then we went into the chicken plucker where we remove all the feathers. And it was really nice because they had a stations kind of set up. It gives you you get the experience on how the setup works best. And for like me, I was able to dispatch the chickens. You could follow the chicken through the whole process in their class from beginning to end, to the shrink wrapping, or you could kind of stay in your own area where you felt, and we did it all, but then we kind of stayed in our little areas where we felt like we were going to be working most. So after you went through the plucker, they had another station set up to where you would gut the chicken, clean the chicken out, and you would go through that whole process and then move the chicken. Once that was done, and that's an important part. You don't want to mess that up to where you gut the chicken, but then you move it over to the ice and get it ready and get it cold.
So this whole process was great for us. So Derek kind of concentrated on the dispatch process and the scalding and the depucking, and I concentrated on the actual cleaning of the chicken and gutting it and knowing how to properly do that. And I did that, 6, 7, 8 times, enough to where I felt confident that I knew everything I needed to do, the process I needed to do. I was kind of nervous about it because in my head I was like, I'm gonna mess this chicken up and it's not gonna be any good and it's gonna be a waste. And that isn't what I wanted. I want to honor the chicken. It's the chicken's life, but it is feeding our family. So I just want to make sure that I do it right. I don't want to mess it up where it has to be discarded, or I don't know, I didn't know, I had never done it before. So I just wanted to be confident in that whole process and that it's worth it. It's worth this whole process and this whole thing that we're doing of raising these chickens. So I feel like I definitely got the confidence. I feel like
definitely
felt confident.
Mm-hmm.
And I did go through the whole thing all the way around. If I'm gonna be raising these chickens and butchering them, I feel like I need to be able to take the chicken's life. And so that was the part I was the most nervous about. I didn't know if I could do it, and I did. It was harder than I thought for some reason, like physically harder, but I did it. I got through it, and I scalded, and I did the plucker, and then the rest of the time I spent most of my time at the butchering, and at the processing tables where we clean them out and gut them and all that. So now I feel like I have the confidence. Do you?
Definitely. I definitely felt like the hands-on learning really, we've watched, like we said, we watched a lot of videos on how to do it, but until you actually get your hands on it and you actually physically do it, it's just how we learn. I mean, some people can probably just pick it up and roll with it, but it definitely was beneficial for us. It gave us that, we know how to do this now. We've done it.
We have the knowledge that we feel that we need. And it wasn't just the hands-on part. I was looking at little things like how many propane tanks do they need? How many bags of ice do they have? How many fillet knives? What kind of fillet knife? Just the little things so that we're prepared that day and it isn't, a miserable day or isn't long and drawn out to where we're like, we don't know if we can ever do this again. So we feel that this is going to help us be more efficient and just do a better job on our processing day.
It prepared us a lot for what we were getting ready to do.
Yeah.
We also, one of the other benefits that we had was we got to meet a lot of wonderful people while we were there. You know, a lot of people, it was kind of a local area. A lot of them were. There was people from out of town everywhere. But, you know, we got to share ideals, and we got to share like what was going on in their farm and what was going on in our neighborhood, you know, what we were doing locally and what they were doing. It was great. You know, we had ideals that could help other people, and they were sharing ideals that could help us. And it was neat to see what people were working on, what they were growing, what kind of animals they were raising, and just the processes that was going on in their farms or their homesteads or what they were doing. And it was great to hang out with the people. We got to fellowship with them, and we got to eat food, and we had, we just had a really good time, and it was a good process, and I really enjoyed it. It was nice meeting a lot of good people, and we made some new friends.
Yeah, it was cool. We want to thank the Stivers. I don't know if you've ever checked out their YouTube channel. It's the Stivers Homestead. They're located in Eastern Kentucky, so they're just a small jaunt for us to go, and it's nice to have people, in our area, in our state, that we can watch, that we can relate to, the same kind of weather and the same, pests or issues, and we just like that. We like to be able to have somebody close that we can relate to for our homestead. The class was, like we said, definitely beneficial for us. If you have, people in your area that have these homesteading classes, I recommend you checking them out. It is, there's all different kinds of classes. I'm sure that there can be, it's endless, things that people could do for homesteading classes. There's so much that you do on a homestead, that I recommend it. At first we were kind of nervous. We didn't know, is this going to be weird? Like, we weren't really sure, but we're so glad we did it. And I would do more. If there's something else that we're not sure about, I would do it. So if there's something like canning you're wanting to get, into, maybe goats or some type of other livestock, there's all different types of things that there could be classes for. If you've got that going on in your area that is close enough to drive to, or even make a weekend trip out of it, if it's a few hours away or something. That's kind of what we did. We had friends in the area and we stayed with them, so we just kind of made a thing out of it, and it was kind of nice.
Yeah, and it's good if you find some local people that know they're experts or they know what they're doing and you're interested in it. Those are the people you go and if some people don't offer a class, maybe it's just a neighbor or a farmer down the street or someone at your church that does, has a garden or has chickens, or, learn from them. They're great sources of information. And most farmers, most homesteaders, most people who do this kind of stuff, they're really happy to share with you, and they'll definitely be a benefit to you, and they'll give you a lot of information that will help you out in the long run. They've been through it, so.
So we want to thank the Stivers. We had a wonderful time. We want to thank you guys for opening up your home and your family and your farm to all of us that came. It was a wonderful experience. I know you guys said that you're going to have more classes coming up. So guys that are watching us, check out their classes. There may be some stuff, and maybe you're from their area, that you would like to check out. You check out one of their classes, because they are very informative. They're very
real people.
Yeah.
It's not what you see is what you get with them. And they're really friendly, great people, and they're great at teaching. They did a good job. We enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, they also have a store. They just opened a store. Lots of good stuff in there, tinctures and Jen's cookbook. There's all kinds of stuff in there to check out. So check that out if you're in the area. That was really cool. I can't wait to go back, because I'm sure there'll be even more stuff in there.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you can, please subscribe, like, share. We really appreciate it. You all have a great day. God bless you guys.
Bye.